Are you absolutely sick and tired of lying there every single night trying to get to sleep, but all those worries from the day before, the day ahead, and everything in the entire world just seems to enter your mind at that specific point? Well, believe it or not, it's more common than you think, and don't worry, Salad Cream Boy has got you covered today. Today, I'll be going through a few quick and easy steps to help you get to sleep and get the rest you need of a nighttime. If you like what you hear during these videos, I'd like you to consider liking them, subscribing to the channel if you want to hear more tricks and tips on how to manage your mental health and see if you can just bring a bit of positivity into your life. And also, why not ring that notification bell to keep up with my latest content. Greetings, my name is Nigel Mayer and welcome to my channel Salad Cream Boy. Here we offer tips and tricks on how to help your mental health and try to look at life in a more positive way. So the content in this video isn't meant to be a quick fix if you're having regular problems getting to sleep. However, if you're watching this video and you're genuinely desperately trying to go to sleep, worry not, I've got something later in the video that might help you just do that for tonight. But the main point of this video is to offer some advice on how to get to sleep on a regular basis. So the thing is, our brains and our bodies naturally love sleep, can't get enough of it, well, assuming that you like 8 hours a night. But unfortunately, over the centuries, decades, millennia, whatever, our bodies have found different ways of how to train ourselves not to go to sleep. And it's just unfortunate that in a lot of cases, going to bed, lying down has been associated with waking up, starting to worry, starting to think about what's happened today, starting to think about what's happening tomorrow, what we need to do tomorrow, etc, etc, etc. So what I'm going to be talking about today is paired association. So what is this? Paired association is when an outside stimulus has a reflective response in your body. For example, when you go to sleep, when you go to bed, when you start to worry, it's associated with going to bed. So when your head hits a pillow, your brain thinks, okay, this is the time that I need to start worrying about things. This is when I actually need to wake up. So for example, if you're doing everything that you can to tire yourself out, and when you are ready to go to bed, you just can't stay awake another minute, and as soon as your head hits that pillow and you start waking up, this is one of the reasons why. Worry not though, there is some good news coming your way. The brain is built so that it can be rewired and it can be retrained to unpair all of these associations. So what we need to do is set a time aside so all this worry can be transferred from the night time when you're wanting to go to sleep to a different part of the day, say early afternoon when you get back from work after a meal, something like that. So there are two kinds of worry. The first worry is a productive worry. This is the kind of stuff that thinks, okay, I need to wash the car, I need to get the washing up done, I need to do my clothes, I need to make sure my homework's done, I need to make sure that things are set up, I need to do this, I need to do that, so that the day just runs smoothly for you. The unproductive worry is that, okay, in the cartoons maybe you might see a little devil appear on your shoulder and it's just whispering in your ear all the worries that maybe you can't even deal with, or the kind of stuff that's going on that is just going to fester and fester and fester, which at the end of the day is going to keep you up at night, and it's usually stuff that you can't even do anything about. Okay, so let's look at it this way. Your brain is kind of like a computer. Every so often it will prompt you to do updates. Now this could take a few minutes, it could take a few hours. And one of the things that has an effect on that is how long you're waiting between each update before you actually do it. So you might need to get stuff done for work, you might have a project you need to sort out, you might even be trying to make some YouTube videos, for example. But the thing is, if you keep putting it off and putting it off, your computer at some point is going to say, okay, no, sorry, there's too much here, we need to start updating, and then it'll prompt you to update at inconvenient times. And it's the exact same thing when you're trying to go to sleep. If you're trying to do too much in a day, if you're thinking I need to do this, that and the other, and everything is just snowballing on you, when you actually need to slow down, when you need to rest, when you just want to sit down and watch TV, when you just want to go to sleep, that is the time when your brain is telling you, okay, we need to update, we need to worry about this, we need to worry about that. So what I'm going to suggest in this video is that you set a time aside in the day, nowhere near sleep time, some time in the day where you can just go through everything, write stuff down, and actually start being productive and think about these things, so that when it actually comes to going to sleep, it's either not affecting you anymore, or at the very least, it's not having so much an effect on you. So what I'm going to do is offer a 5-step plan every single day, and make sure that you do this every day so that your brain starts to think, okay, this is what I need to do then, so that later on when I need to go to bed, when I go to bed and lie down, your brain thinks, okay, my head's hitting the pillow now, I need to go to sleep. So when I say write it down, I mean actually get a piece of paper, a pen, pencil, whatever, and physically write it down. That way your brain can associate a physical activity with doing this. Okay, so once you got your pen and paper, start writing down all of your worries. That means all the stuff that you can do in say 5 minutes, and all the stuff that maybe you don't have any control over. Just write down everything you can think of. Now at first, this is going to take quite a long time. It could take half an hour, however long. It's only because that you're starting to do it. Again, it's like the computer analogy. If you're waiting a very long time, there's a lot of stuff that's built up. It's gonna take absolutely ages for those updates to process. But I promise you, the more you do it, the less time it's going to take every day. And because you're taking action on these things, the less there is further on, day after day, for you to actually worry about, so the less you'll have to do later. So it might take say an hour now, but it might take 5 minutes down the line. So your brain is really powerful at imagining possibilities. It's how skyscrapers are built, it's how man has got to the moon, all that good stuff. But it's also really good at imagining all of the disasters and the worst possible scenario. So what we need to do is, when you start sorting through your worries, put it into 2 sections. The stuff that's actionable, like, I don't know, taking out the trash, or rubbish if you're in England. And in the other column, put down the stuff that you absolutely have no control over. And when I say have no control over, I'm talking about global warming, how long is this COVID pandemic going to last, all of that stuff that you might be worried about, but you're personally not going to be able to have anything to do with it. So when I say create a plan, I mean make a plan on the smallest changes first. And I'm talking baby steps. So if there's a few things that, oh my god, I forgot to get from the shops, I can't do without them anymore, I need to do this, that and the other. Create a shopping list, make sure that you know what you need, and write it down and put that aside, so that when you actually can go and get them, you've got a game plan and you know what to get, as opposed to, I don't know, go to supermarkets, panic, and then come home, oh, I still forgot that. And that way, once all the small things are out the way, you've got more time for the big things. Once you've got all of your actionable worries out the way, we can move on to the unactionable worries next. Okay, now that you got set times to actually go through the stuff that you can control, you need to start setting a time so that you can start going through the stuff that you can't control. And you know what? One of the biggest worries is that you are so afraid of the stuff that you can't control. So what I'd suggest you do, again, get that list of the stuff that you can't go through, the things that you can't change, and then just, say it out loud. I cannot control these things. It's going to be okay if I can't control this, if I can't change this. Because what you'll be accomplishing by doing that is making an active choice not to take action. Because one of the big things worry does is it's the brain's way of saying, okay, what can I do about this? What can I do about that? What do I need to do now? Now, when you actually start making the choice on not to act, it means that, okay, you're going to tell yourself that you're not going to worry about this. Okay, so the COVID situation might go in about a year's time, it might be a decade. I can't do anything about it, so I'm not going to worry. I can only do what I can. I can only wear a mask, I can only social distance. Those are the things that I'm going to be able to think about. I can't worry about the things that I cannot actively change. And again, you need to really, really say that to yourself. I cannot do anything about this. I accept this. And you need to say that out loud to yourself. I cannot change this. I am setting this aside for the things that I can change. Okay, so now that you set time aside earlier on the day, again, I'm not talking an hour before bed. I mean, as soon as you get back from work, as soon as you've had lunch, tea, whatever, supper, or whatever you call it in different countries. Now that you've actually set that time aside for the actionable worries and inactionable stuff, now that that's out the way, it's now at the end of the day, and we're not talking in bed because you're still thinking about stuff, maybe half an hour before you go to bed. Start thinking about and actually write down all the things that you're grateful for. And okay, that might be something where it's going to be really difficult to think about. So it doesn't have to be anything big like I've just won the Nobel Peace Prize or I've just got the cure to COVID or anything like that. Just little things like I've just brushed my teeth for the first time in a few days. I've just cooked myself a nice good meal where normally I wouldn't have had time to do it. Just the nice little simple things, because what that's going to do is build up a positive attitude. It's going to be bringing some positivity in your day, and it's just going to make yourself feel a little bit better before you go to sleep. Right, so if you're watching this video and you're really struggling to get to sleep and you want that quick fix right now, what I want you to do is the following things. What I want you to do right now is a brain dump. Just write down on a piece of paper everything you're worried about right now. It could be big, small, anything. Just get every single thing down. Once you've done that, I want you to take that piece of paper, put it into another room, and then say to yourself these exact words. Repeat after me. I am not going to worry about that now. I will do that tomorrow. Because what this has actually done for you is transfer all of that worry from your mind onto a piece of paper. Now, take that piece of paper and put it into the next room. File it away, do whatever you need to do. Just make sure that it's not near you, so that all that you need to do now is just go to sleep. Everything's been taken care of, you've been productive, you've written stuff down, put it away from you, now just go to sleep. And what that's going to do is that it's going to say to your brain, okay, that's sorted, that I'm not going to do till tomorrow. I made an active decision not to act, and now I just need to go to sleep. So all I've got to say now is, if you got value from this, like the video. If you want to hear more of the same, if you want to have more tips and tricks on how to help your mental states, I'd like you to consider subscribing to this video and hit that notification bell to keep up with my latest content. Because, well, you know, at the end of the day, it gets dark.